I grew up in Newcastle, so Caves Beach, which is probably about a 30-minute drive from the town at Newcastle. Yeah, so right near the beach. And when I was young, when I was like 12 to 14, 15, I was like into my surf. Like I've been in my surfing since I was about 4 years old, but I really started getting into it when I was 12 to 14. Done a lot of competitions, like state titles and stuff like that. But yeah.
Wow. So you grew up in Newcastle.
Yeah.
And then you started experimenting with drugs at an early age.
Really early, yeah.
Remember about what your life was like before you came to TC?
It was really chaotic. Using drugs every day. Selling drugs to get by. Just for probably supporting my habit as well. Just trying to surf. I was trying to work in that, but it was just all drugs. Like mainly it was my life. Like it revolved around going and getting drugs, or using, or meeting up to sell. Like yeah, it was pretty rough.
What age were you when you first started using drugs? And where was this?
I was probably 12 or 13, and I started smoking pot. As I got older, at around 16, I was still surfing all through them years when I was young. I was doing competitions, but I was still smoking cones a weekend or whatever with the boys when I was real young. Then when I got to about 14 to 16, that's when I started partying and using a bit heavier drugs like ecstasy and cocaine and stuff like that. And then when I hit 17, it just completely like spiraled. So I was using started getting on the ice and Xanax and stuff like that. So yeah, when I hit 17 to when I've come in here, it was up and I had a few stints at detox, one rehab and that, but within them 6 years, it was just mainly just going at it. Wasn't good.
When did you realise, okay, enough's enough, I've got to pick up the phone and
call a rehab? I think a few things happened for me to do that. I got kicked out of home and I got moved out to a place called Jasmine in flats and that, and I lived there for a bit, and mum wouldn't have me home and none of my family would really talk to me, so it was pretty tough. And I just knew I needed help. There was nothing really I was doing other than going and getting higher, going and hanging out with the wrong boys and stuff like that. And bit before that, I did try when I was living with mum and dad. I tried just cold turkey in it, and I had a few seizures and stuff like that. So I had to go to hospital and that, and the doctors prescribed me medication and stuff but I just used that and used the drugs I was already taking. So I went out of control. But yeah, to pick the call up for 180, it was, I told mum I'd come. She said I could come home if I went to rehab, and I went home and I was still using, but I was trying to cut down a little bit because all that stuff happened. And I picked up the phone and I had to wait. The 180 said they could get me in as soon as probably a week after, but I had to wait for a bed to open up in detox. So waiting for a bed in detox, I just hit it hard when I was at home. And me and mum and dad had a really bad relationship in that leading up to detox and stuff, so it was really, really tough on the family and tough on myself, but then I picked up the phone and I ended up getting into detox and coming here, and it was one of the best decisions I've made, so yeah.
Okay, James, so you've picked up the phone, you've done the assessment.
Yep.
What are you thinking when you're coming down that dirt road on day one?
I had a lot of anxiety, and I wasn't at the start, I wasn't ready for recovery, to be honest. I was more doing it for my family, and that when I was coming down there, so it was really tough for me to come up that drive. I had a lot of anxiety. I didn't know what the boys were going to look like how the boys were going to take me coming as I'm a new person and stuff like that. And just coming up the drive, I was really anxious, and yeah.
Okay, so you've enrolled,
Yeah.
your bag's down, you've done the UDSs,
Yeah.
filled out the paperwork, all that, seen by mum and dad.
Yeah.
What were your biggest challenges in your early days of the program?
Just meeting everyone in the program, meeting all the workers and stuff, and just like I was being in detox for 3 weeks, and I was still coming off the Valium. Like I only had it the night before, so I was still withdrawing a little bit, and I just had a lot of anxiety. Like I couldn't really talk to many boys. Like it was hard for me to get a conversation and that. So, and I had a little bit of psychosis and paranoia and that. So like I was thinking heaps of certain things that weren't true. So it was really tough for me. Yeah.
How did you cope with the program in general? Like, what were your biggest challenges with just the program, stage or anything like that?
Definitely the faith side when I first come in. Like, I thought it was a bit strange in that. Like everyone putting their hands up and like or praying like a fair few times in chapel and church and that. So that was a tough bit for me, and just getting to know everyone and yeah.
Bit out there.
Yeah, because I'd never been to church in my life before. I've never actually like had even like, and this is a different sort of church, but like I've never been to a church in general. But a few of the boys told me, oh, this is a bit different. Like there's a lot of singing and this and that. So it was like I liked the church, like the singing and that, but just getting like when people are putting their hands up and that, it was a bit confronting. Like I didn't know what they were doing and stuff like that. So yeah. In the program?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely just like the biggest highlights would be just having a good sober laugh with all the boys, like going out in the footy field, having banter, having a good run around with the boys and that, and just Saturday touch footy's mad, and just like, yeah, that's about it, just having a good laugh and getting along with all the boys and just playing footy, and yeah, they're highlights for me. And probably more towards the end of my journey as well, like the highlight would be just getting like a nice secure place to stay and like working with aftercare with yourself and getting some work and stuff like that, so that's a highlight as well.
Yeah.
Arnold needs he'd get a lot of praise. Really good guy, he's helped me through a lot. It was hard for me to listen to some of the stuff that he would say sometimes. Like I thought I was right and what I wanted to do was right, but I'd always come back like a few hours later once I thought about it, and like, yeah, he's always right about what he says, so big ups to him.
Yeah, like they say that the caseworker of the student relationship,
yeah,
it's probably one of the main things that get you to the 12.
Yeah, for sure.
Did you find that there were moments where you kind of like would clash with your caseworker, but at the same time see that he's actually
heaps
trying to get any stories that ring a bell, like just one that you can share with us really quick?
Yeah, I'll share a quick one. I wanted to go, I wanted to leave at 6 months and go up to the mines, and I was like so determined to do it, and I was like, yeah, I'm doing it, I'm talking to this guy up there, this and that, he's going to send me through a resume, and I can send it off, and he's just like, nah, you're not doing that. Like telling me all the bad stuff, like about the drinking, about pubs and drugs up there, and I just, told me straight, and I didn't really want to take that on board at the start, but eventually I thought about it, spoke to a few mum and dad, spoke to some people, and then I come back, and the best option was me to finish the program, and yeah.
You look back at that now and think, yeah,
I'm so glad I didn't do it, yeah, 100%.
Your chair standing still. What has ONE80TC taught you about yourself?
It's taught me that life's a lot more valuable than just using drugs and popping pills and smoking that and chucking my life away, and taught me that I'm a lot more valuable to my family when I'm not off my head, and that I can help them, and just like there's a much better life out there. Yeah.
Bro, what does life look like after ONE80TC, Jim?
It looks really good. I got an apartment that I'm moving into, starting some work whilst I'm in program, but starting a full-time job with one of the boys that used to do program here, and he's going really well, and so I'm really keen on that, and probably go boxing, go to the gym and stuff, and yeah, just live a happy, sober life. Yeah.
final encouragement that you want to give anyone that's maybe just coming to the program or kind of thinking about leaving that 6 month mark?
Definitely encouragement would be just stick them hard days out, because the hard days are the ones that are going to make you grow, and just trust in the process. Like, it was hard for me when I was about 6 months. You're getting that little hiccup and you're like, well, nothing's happening. But I say just trust the process, because once you get to the end, you feel good, and you'll have some things in place, because God will direct you in the right direction. So just stick it out, and the hard days are the ones that will make you.
I'm going to throw a curveball here, mate.
All right.
So we talk about support.
Yeah.
And people on the outside that you think that have been in your corner.
Yeah.
Who would you say is that for you in that whole 12-month process?
Oh, definitely my mum and dad, and my auntie and my nan and pop and stuff. They've always had my back, even when I was in addiction and stuff. Mum's been a massive part of my recovery. She's the best, and I just hope I can give her I know all she wants is for me to get better, and she doesn't want anything else, and that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, definitely mum, dad, and just all my family that supported me. So I think they got me to the finish line as well. Yeah.
James Williams, we're done.
Hectic.
Good job, brother.
Thank you.